Let's learn something new today. So in this video, we're going to be looking at viral hepatitis, okay? And there are 5 basic types of viral hepatitis. We have the hepatitis A through to E. So we have the hepatitis A, B, C, D, and E. And these hepatitis are different both in structures and chemical combinations, okay? So we're going to be looking at these different type of hepatitis on 3 distinct bases. Firstly, on the basis of their mode of transmission. Secondly, on the basis of their infection, the type of infection, if it is acute or chronic. And thirdly, on the basis of their structure. So we're going to be looking at all these types of hepatitis on these 3 bases. Now for hepatitis A now, for the mode of infection, it is acquired through the fecal-oral route. That means it's acquired when we ingest contaminated food or water. That is for hepatitis A. Now, on the type of infection, it is an acute infection. That means it doesn't exceed, it's less than 6 months. Okay? Now, on the basis of structure now, the hepatitis A lacks the phospholipid layer, the bilipid layer on the capsule. So it lacks that layer, and it is an RNA virus. Now let's go to hepatitis B. Hepatitis B now is somehow interesting because it is a DNA virus. Okay, so structurally it is a DNA virus. It has a double helical structure, and also for the mode of transmission, it is transmitted through sex, through blood, and congenital transmission. Okay, now for the time of infection, or for the type of infection, the hepatitis B is both a chronic and an acute infection. Okay, so it can be chronic and acute at the same time. That is for hepatitis B. Now for hepatitis C now, hepatitis C is also an acute and a chronic infection. On the basis of infection, it is an acute and chronic infection. Structurally, it is an RNA virus, and it also contains the biphospholipid layer on the capsule. Okay, now that is that. Then for the mode of transmission, it's transmitted through sex, transmitted through blood, and it's transmitted through congenital transmission. Okay, so that is that. Now for hepatitis D now, hepatitis D is somehow tricky because it doesn't just act on its own. It is not potent on its own. It needs another type of hepatitis to complement it. So let us start from the mode of transmission. Now, the mode of transmission is the same as hepatitis B and C. It is transmitted through sex, through blood, and congenital transmission. Now let's look at the structure. The structure, it is an RNA virus. It also contains the phospholipid layer. But for the type of infection, it is a chronic infection. It is a chronic infection. It can only be an acute infection in immunocompromised patients or individuals. Okay, now looking at the mode of transmission now, the hepatitis D cannot work without the hepatitis B. Now, when you have hepatitis D infection, it simply means that there's a co-infection. There's a co-infection between the hepatitis D and hepatitis B, and that is a co-infection. We also have a type of infection called a super infection, where the hepatitis B progresses to become the hepatitis D. So if you have hepatitis B, you are at high chances of having the hepatitis D. Now for the hepatitis E now, for the mode of transmission, it is transmitted through fecal-oral routes. So the hepatitis E and A has the same mode of transmission through the fecal-oral routes. Okay, and then for the type of infection, it is an acute infection. It doesn't have the bilipid layer. Okay, and it is an RNA virus. So these are the differences between these 5 types of viruses. In my next video, I'll be talking about how these viruses act, their mechanism of action. Okay, so thank you for watching this video, and see you in my next video. Please do not forget to share and comment. Ask your questions in the comment section. I'll be there to answer you.